That ain't it. This might be it. No, this is it. Hold on. What the hell? Try that again. What is my phone doing? He has a profile on 4chan. Can you believe that? Alright, I'm gonna reduce desktop audio. Might be too much. Here. I'm gonna check it on my phone. Oh! Oh! Eating a nice, cheesy baked potato, lots of bacon, and chives. Oh, it's so buttery too. I don't remember what my channel's called. Gamer Charles Manga. Live? Am I not live? Am I not live now? What in the hell? God, this will be easier. Just open Twitter. Alright. I'll open Twitter on my phone and I can check the audio. Come on. Goon stream. Gooning. This video is private. Whoa. How is it private? Hold up. What the fuck? Hold on. Oh. So what the hell? Why would it do that? What the hell? It's right there. Privacy private. Why is it private? Ah. There we go. Alright, what the hell? What the hell? Go back. Try it again. pretty loud. Game volume pretty loud. Oh. Alright, whatever. Point being, this game is piss easy. Alright, here we go. I don't know if there's any point playing a higher difficulty. Do you have to unlock them? So I need to find out. Front mission first. Front mission first, Lieutenant. Damn, I can't spell. Lieutenant. Difficulty unlocked. Beat the game once on any difficulty. After being game, Lieutenant, General, Major, become... Oh. I see. You just have to beat the game, then you can play on any difficulty. Well, fuck it then. Let's play on Corporal and show how this game is piss easy. Royd. I think surely they intended for his name to be Lloyd, not Royd. I tried playing a J-ROM of this before, but never got very far. CS manufacturing. Oh. This is Rabbit 1. I've reached the recon point. How does it look? Quiet. Too quiet. I played this game a bit and I mainly skipped the story because I just didn't care. I just wanted to play a game. Don't worry, Royd. That's Lieutenant Mill is a capable soldier. I know you two are engaged, but you should not worry yourself so. Clear comms. Apologies, Captain, but I have to wonder. I said clear comms. Violating the treaty. All I can say is... And then it's an entire paragraph of exposition. What's wrong? What about the factory? I can't believe they would... This doesn't make sense. Karen, tell me about the factory. There's no time to explain what she saw in the factory. What the hell? I don't need to do that. This music's a little more dramatic than I realized. I don't know. I'm surrounded? I'm surrounded? They A new pilot's first reaction to incoming fire is to cover their eye camera, not the torso, where the cockpit is. What? The valiant effort will be in vain. I think I get what they try to say, like, reaction to cover your face instead of catching a ball, but... Royd, no, I can't hang on. Karen! It's too late. Ah! Karen? Karen! I'm gonna spend the rest of this game trying to figure out what Karen saw at this factory that I'm right next to. I can look at the factory myself. Hap 55 or a Zenith Punch. Well, I think if I can explain this. Oh. Just realized my watermark hides. So I put the watermark in an awkward space. See how this works. Yeah, I guess so. Need to open calculator. And change this one over to be the calculator. 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 What the fuck? Oh, I had it invisible. Yeah, I'm an idiot. So 4 by 26, 24 times 0.74, 74% accuracy. So 1776. And then that's versus a Zenith Punch. If I can remember 1776, but I think the easier way to do this. 9 damage by 82% accuracy. 7.38. If I instead just... If I do the in parentheses 24 by 74, then I divide that by the other number, which would be 5 by 9 by 0.82 parenthesis. What did I do? What the hell? The point was to be like, if you divide by 1 by 2, second number being bigger, so you get a less than 1. Or the opposite would be true here. What did I do wrong? See, 24 by 74, 9 by 82. Damn it. 4 times 7, 4 divided by 7, 9. What the hell did... I don't know what's going on with this calculator. So it's... Well, whatever. It's all to say that the machine gun's gonna do twice as much damage as the regular punch. That's even accuracy considered. Whoops. Whoops. Alright, this guy... Man. Really close to taking him out. Maybe I should see if these guys have any long-range attacks. Because this guy's just OCU soldier. He's, As far as I know, you never see him again, so he'd be a waste of experience at this level. All those parts are full health, and that's why I use... Oh, he only has a rifle. Nice job, Ryuji. Oh. All their parts are full health, so yeah, as far as I know, there's no point in wasting experience on this guy. He doesn't even have a name. So just use his rockets to weaken them. I can't believe Ryuji's getting this lucky. That's kind of nuts. Oh, going with machine gun. That was good luck. Cleanse this place. Royd says, what? Captain, stand back. He's gonna light the place on fire. Bonds on a mission to destroy factories, denying any involvement. Diplomatic effects for peaceful resolution. Eventually fell Huffman Island center stage. War between two superpowers. Second Huffman conflict. Reclassified as MIA for what purpose? If you destroy your opponent, they win. Right, Clive, we need to talk. Didn't you see the sign on the door? Don't make me tap the sign. Hold on. Who are you? Like what? Go on. I'll speak with you later. 12-match winning streak. Hellspawn. Jack Crimson Sutherland. I don't really know what the... This is only a single shot. 1 by 10, 68%. That's really just 6.8 damage. 24 by 60. It's good, because 10 by 60 would be 60, and that's even more than 10. Oh! Ha! Well, it's 24. It's 12 by 60. It's still better. Still easily better. Especially once something gets low health. Oh, dude. You gotta be kidding. This is bullshit. Restarted multiple times, never lost. Looks like you've lost your edge. It's literally just gambling. So you've come to recruit me? You're fast on the draw. Yes, I want you to work for me. I want you to lead the crows. I'm not going back into the army. Not even to avenge Karen's death. Karen! Everything. A man in my position does his homework. Karen was KIA. Very existence deleted. You deleted your very existence. Come with me, and you'll get a chance to find the man who killed Karen. Where do I sign? $1,000 Huffman dollars. So first thing I'm gonna look at the arena. So I'm gonna pick a mark. Rudensky and Gust. He only uses short range. That means I can't equip more missiles. I check the odds on that again. Okay, Rudensky, it's a 1.46. I think you can change CPU. Maybe you can, actually. Get the long up to 7. I mean, up to 9. Go ahead and do it. Snow backpacks. Guess this is the most tanky one. So boosts defense and HP. Let's make a body a little tankier. I'm gonna go ahead and check, see if that changed the odds. Still at 1.46. Run one. Alright, so just use missiles and then I always attack first. Till I run out of missiles or get an arm destroyed. But the rock, paper, scissors thing is the first way to game the system here. Wow, those guys are so powerful, I can't even touch them. Let's see. 1.46, so I'm only gonna get 46 every time I do this. It's probably worth it to always do minimum bet. Because you're never gonna get, there's no experience multiplier. You can get more money, but you're not gonna get more experience, so probably always minimum bet so you can grind it out, actually level up your stats slowly, excruciatingly, painfully slowly. Also curious. Oh. Set up. Weapons. I'm not sure this is actually better. Because the accuracy is so much better. Besides that, that says -1. Yeah, I don't think that makes sense, actually. I think because the accuracy is so much better, it's worth it with that alone. See if that changed the odds at all. The odds are still pays out something. It's low health, so it should only take a couple hits to defeat the body. There's good reason to switch over now, because it's 5 hits. As I got a 1 in 4 chance of hitting the body. At 4 hits, I should definitely hit the body at least once. 5 hits, there's a chance I could take out the body. Yeah, I'm totally gonna grind out the arena by manipulating it. This is whack. I believe I'm getting owned by Rudensky. This is also a mukbang video. I should add that to the title. Just drop potato on my crotch. Ah. That was a bad look. Oh! I was thinking I didn't want to waste a rocket on the legs, but damn. Alright, this is gonna get super repetitive, so... yeah. I want to see... where did it go? What the hell? Where... I want to see the side ups thing. What the hell? Alright, yeah. Why is it not working? What the hell? There. Okay. Didn't really do anything different, but... oh, oh. Whatever. I could crop that. So transform... thought it was. I guess... it happened last time. I'm just gonna edit thing. Maybe edit transform. Yeah, and then down at the bottom, crop. Crop the bottom. Come on. Alright, Kino Casino. iDubbbz. iDubbbz is a libtard.
Obviously, we don't want that in chat.
He's gay!
US and all that.
So he's a coward. He's a total coward. So he condones and endorses mocking the assassination of a father in front of his 2 kids and his wife for being a political moderate and engaging in debates and an exchange of ideas. He endorses that, but he's too much of a coward to have it in his own chat because he doesn't want to violate TOS. Buddy! Welcome to the Kino Casino Saturday night
Come on, move on.
special here. Dollar. They're sad.
So-
No, like. No, like
What? I just want to see. So, iDubbbz. Kirk? Let's give it to me. No.
basically saying they're like, we do certain things for them to clip it. It's like, what do you mean you do certain things for us to clip it?
That's Kino.
And they call it chumming the waters.
Did put an extra B. Does that have anything? His SEO is just that bad now. Oh, iDubbbz TV.
What?
I don't see it.
and they're like spiraling
yeah,
about it.
show me. What
And
did he
it's like,
say?
are you guys really just doing this because you love us and you want us to get support? Like, I don't know.
You know,
You'll hear it because they're basically saying we do certain things for them to clip it. It's like, what do you mean you do certain things for us to clip it?
that's Kino.
And they call it chumming the waters.
Oh my god.
But it doesn't seem to benefit
Oh,
you
fuck
guys in any tangible way.
Wait, chumming the. That's pretty Kino. All
So the
right.
sharks will come and feed off of these guys. I don't know. Like, it's an insane code
They're
that they've come up.
Uh,
They're fans. They love the show. Honestly, they've supported maybe more than anyone else. Now, there's some people up here at the top of the board that maybe iDubbbz and Anissa haven't passed yet, but they could become the biggest whales of this show in the long term.
You know, we hope.
We eat at Denny's, and we are sad that we.
No! Denny's is sad about it.
More of a melee guy.
Saying this like this crazy eat at Denny's and you're sad about it. I know.
That's kind of Kino.
Oh, buddy. Someone does. We got Can't Sin for 5 subs, an Arcade Outpost with a sub as well. It's tough when you can't even get to IHOP or Waffle House. You're at Denny's, gang.
It's gotta be Zenith.
Nobody.
Live a modest lifestyle.
It's gotta be Zenith, because it's like right in the middle. You still get that defense and HP boost. This one, better hit. There, I saw a guide that claims that you have defense HP hit, and it claimed hit only applies to the punch of the weapon, which there it says Zenith Punch, which has a hit of 82. So it's like, it already by default has a hit of 60. Where's my calculator at? It's like it already has 60% accuracy. And then you throw in that punch. It has an accuracy of 82%. And by the actual damage, so your 9 damage is... It's like the punch is gonna land less than half the time. And then, the Vonzers have a dodge stat as well, which further just I don't know how the numbers are really calculated in game, and I really wonder. Oh. So clearly, need hit, but we also need... It's like that one, it gives you more defense, doesn't give you any HP. Higher hit percentage. It's also unclear how defense is actually applied versus an enemy attack. Like, there's maybe a threshold that it'll reduce enemy point damage by 1. Still convinced Zenith is the best option here. I guess legs, if you're on an actual mission, you want the high move, but... Oh, shit. I'm running out of money at this point. Whoopsies. Whoopsie doodles. Left hand's is Tiger. Go with Siga. Oh, so this guy's really melee based. just reduce those odds to nothing by changing the bot parts, but it's still pretty similar. You can do a run, get 40 out of it. Except now focusing on guns. Insane. I forgot to save scum on this. I think even there, actually, it's set 1.4. Do a setup and actually, say if I remove the shoulder weapon. Still at 1.4. So, downgrade the right arm. So we're mainly want the left arm. Still a 1.4, alright. What if... we switch back to the Raptor? Nah, that does nothing. I kind of think it's mainly about what parts you have equipped. And this CPO might matter. Just switch back to ADC anyway for the short range boost. Which that might affect the odds. It's still a 1.4. Try switching back to Tendus. Alright, how you like me now? Damn, still 1.4. Oh. All right.
Well,
So you're poor.
sad about that.
They're sad about
So-
the modest lifestyle. By the way, you guys didn't live a modest lifestyle. You were spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on vanity boxing events. You spent like 15 grand on that weird flash cube with the eyes in it. Remember that thing?
Yep.
They spent $18,000 on Anissa's back piece, where they had to fly 16 hours to Australia and avoid one of Ian's best friend's weddings for it. Like, what are they talking about? They lived in $1 million property in Seattle. You know, like, what are they talking about? Like, it's ridiculous. Maybe
We're
now.
jealous of Rolexes. We're jealous of.
Well, why else
Well.
would you say? They said, by the way, for those of you who don't know, anyone wearing a Rolex watch deserves to be robbed. Like, that was their actual take. That if you have anything expensive or anything nice, any piece of jewelry, Anissa said that women who have expensive wedding rings and stuff like that, they're fair game for thieves. And it's like, you guys are
That woman wearing a miniskirt should get.
basically, that's what they're saying.
Aren't they asking for it? Like, it's the same shit.
Whoa,
Like,
buddy.
literally the exact same fucking thing. I had the Ralph voice, that one, obviously.
We're mad
That's
jealous.
actually something Ralph would say, to be real. I'd be like,
Well,
all right, let's
We got more.
continue. Wait.
Holy fuck, these guys
Oh,
still aren't even in the ring yet. This is
What the
crazy.
fuck? Look at this. What the fuck?
What
is-
the fuck is going on? Figure it out, buddy.
What the fuck? I fixed it. Oh, yeah, here we go.
Here he is. So after Hila told her to get back in the kitchen, Anissa's big home was to say she's back in the kitchen.
Yo,
She's back in the kitchen! Where she belongs!
you have to separate the chocolate chips a little
Those
bit,
kid
no?
cookies look bad, bro. I think I baked better cookies with my grandma when I was 5. You know? Like, what the f, buddy?
She keeps one area of chocolate, and then everything else is just the
Whoa, buddy!
cookies.
All right, this one's crazy. Get ready
Yeah.
for this one. This one hardly even needs commentary. By the way, like, look at how caveman-esque looks.
Yeah, he just
Like,
started
it looks like he just fucking took a dump in his pants at that very moment. It's like he's questioning, like, when he farted, was it liquid, and did he shit his pants?
Dude, guys,
He's eating on stream again.
let me show you something.
Oh,
Let me show
Put
you
math in
something.
Chat and we'll see who else.
nothing wrong with eating on stream. It's called a mukbang.
Get ready for this. Pubert's a
Hubert in
DJ.
chat in the Discord.
Pubert's a furry, by the way.
Wait, for real?
So, yeah, so
Okay.
iDubbbz is about to celebrate his fan making weird furry sexual fantasy art of him
What?
and show it. Yeah.
asked, or someone asked if I was a what I would be furry style, and I said bad.
I have to add one.
No!
I have to add one. thing to
No, buddy, no.
this. Is this not what I'm gonna add right now?
Go ahead.
Watch. There we go.
It's so boring and low energy.
And so now we're getting fucking some furry art.
This is your
Oh.
stream. Oh, no. It's iDubbbz's persona. He's pulling it up on
What the-
screen. It's his persona. No. There's a sketch for him.
Furries are so fucked up. I just don't understand. I don't want to understand. Ooh. Well, that was a bad shot. We don't want to waste rifle bullets on a 1 HP. That's whack. That many leg shots. Boom, ba boom. Let's go. How about Zenith, Tendus on the ADC? Oh no, dude. That 30 to short range. I don't think anything else really compares to that. I'm not sure how much of an effect that actually has. So, take the Zenith legs. It's almost. This build is almost finished. See if the odds have gone down. Still at 1.4. Alright, so what if I just go ahead and equip the yeah, just be fully equipped and just keep grinding this out until I have enough money. Actually, I take that back. It might be important to talk to people at the bar. I'm not actually sure. Um. Ryuji, what are you doing here? Natalie? Airdrop me straight into that shit. Ah, fuck. I left the Zenith legs equipped. I would have changed the higher mobility legs. I forgot. I don't know, dude. Like, how much do these things weigh, and they're just gonna parachute in? I don't know if I believe that. I guess I don't know. Maybe if it's a big enough parachute. I really don't know. I'm not sure about this, but I see 20% cover, 8%, 20%, 20%. So I'm gonna take the cover and force this guy into less cover. Kind of true right there also, but I think she might get double teamed if I do that. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So, unless, yeah, because she's got. She doesn't have any rockets or missiles. This guy. Can't attack from there. What? So he's thinking. All he's got is a rifle. Come on. This guy's got missiles and a machine gun. He's got to gain ground. Alright, I'll try attacking the back one. Usually do the one in front. That mattered. This guy's got less counterattack potential, so maybe on that principle alone. Of course, the girl has to have a pink Bonzer. Oh yeah.
more anthropomorphized version, the more human-like iDubbbz. Like, look at this shit. It's Badger Dubs, buddy. It's creepy, bro. That's some weird shit, dude.
It's literally me
Ooh.
as a cute guy.
No,
He's wearing a shirt.
don't say that. Yeah, it's the same shirt. He's wearing. He's got like the CW. What was that? Whoa.
No, Ash, look, look.
No.
Honestly, though, I see it.
Well, yeah. He's a rodent. He's demented.
I see it.
Do you want the sticker? Do you really want the sticker of Badger
No,
Dub?
come on.
How many? We need 20 subs if you want that.
God.
At least 20 subs. What is it, 25? To get Badger Dub?
It's
Like,
so stupid.
some people are saying no. Others are saying it's gotta be.
Wait.
Papa Stovepipe says, can I donate 20 to make it 40? Yes. If you get your 20 subs in first, Papa Stovepipe, it will then make the goal be 40 subs.
Yep, exactly. Here, I'm gonna make a big at the bigger clip of it.
Pick your anthropomorphized.
Pick your
State.
Norwood Reaper
Damn, that's
Badger
so
Dub.
close. All right.
Hey, that's so funny. He says the 3 different stages of his hair loss.
All right, listen. If we don't get
Oh,
the sub
man.
soon, at the end of this clip,
Yeah.
I'm gonna delete the best Ralph sticker and replace
Stop.
it with it. I'm now.
Man, dude, what are
Hot.
you, Phil-skiing? You're Phil-skiing the stickers now? As though we haven't had enough support this week and we're desperate? What is fucking Phil-skiing this shit? Listen here, if I don't get the support I want, then your favorite sticker's gonna go away. What do you think about this? It's working. Monsters who's just fucking gifted us up.
Listen, we gotta start threatening the audience.
Oh, man.
I actually understand you and support you, as I have a girlfriend that acts just like Anissa, so I understand.
That's an
No!
insult.
Oh, he cooked
I
him.
can relate to you, brother. I have a girlfriend who is just the same.
What is a Charlie Kirk thing?
No, she,
You know what someone said?
Charlie, aren't you also incredibly extremes? Pops you in the face.
There's
Why
so much
would he? That just
Ed for their.
new and different. He could have had a views.
I don't even take you at that.
Yeah, I'm done with that. Ooh, Zicker. Come on. Yeah, there we go. She got surrounded. That might be bad. I think on this level, Shush has really good odds of just handling it. Oh, that's so close, though. He's got nowhere to go. Shit. Ah. All right, try it. All right, he got a kill. Still got ammo. Can't attack with a machine gun from right there. That's whack. What about here? There's a raptor here. She's getting surrounded worse than I thought she would. Ah, come on, please. Nice. I kinda think JJ should be able to handle this, because he's not gonna be able to meet up with the others with broken legs. Damn, she has gotten it really close. What the hell? Can't counterattack that? What even was that? Was that an item? I don't understand what happened. Can't attack from there. What about from here? Whack. It's got one shot. One missile left. Come on, let me use it. Ah, man. 3 HP. That was so tempting. It's got like 7. Plus, this one is named. I really think. You can only attack this guy. That is messed up. Attack nobody. Alright. He's only got one option, so I'll take it with him. Alright, she has two options, but I think I'm way more likely to hit that 3 HP. Ah! What? What is he doing? Where did he get a grenade launcher? That was lucky. I think Natalie should be dead already. But yeah, how does this... Where'd he get a grenade launcher? Damn. Alright, he's got that one chance. He did it! This might be dangerous, but I'm... Oh, wait. That's a cliff. She can't attack from there. Alright. I'm still gonna have Natalie attack. It's dangerous. She could die very easily. Maybe she should even guard. Ah, it worked out. Join us, Jerryaska. So make sure you never stand behind me and put your arms around me and hold me close. Tell me that you love me, and then we'll be cool. Just never make me feel like a beautiful princess. New Milgen. It's different from old Milgen. Quite a legacy. Steve. Heard it from Hash and Berendon. You can trust him, really. Okay, I read that before and I thought, oh, I need to go back to that other town and talk to that guy. Doesn't seem to do anything. Just kind of says the same as before. And then the arena. Rudensky's the same old guy. But then there were some new names. Valwolf. Isn't Valwolf? Habit. This is a short range guy. Oh yeah, Jimmy. Jimmy's where you practice melee. But the best odds against a werewolf. Werewolf was available in the previous one. Alexander's only melee. Means if you use short range, you get attack first every time. Oh, it's got melee and long. It's equal in both. Looking at the odds. 2.8. .4. It's mainly short range. Alright. So we got Winnie and Grave. The Bone, overweight. Tempest. Except it's weird because it adds no HP. Get all that power. I don't think Tempest is the way to go. Maybe. Let's see what the weight ends up looking like. This Vapor is shit. These integrated weapons are always shit. Hit 60. That's such high defense, but there's no increased HP. That's what's really suspicious about it. Oh yeah, CPU. It's like, why would it be worth it? Because if somebody specializes in short range, they're not even gonna use melee. Bone. Overweight. Damn. Well, short range is getting better. This guy's got only melee. Odds are not amazing, but it's a double payout. And he's in a Tendus. Tendus was a starting equipment, so I think all it is this guy hits really hard. Yeah, he hits pretty hard. Wow. So like the same thing. 34-26 versus 36-42. Oh, Vapor is really easy to... Another. Oh, shit. Say word, light transport planes. Clicks northeast. Cover the plane's cargo before the statesmen do. It's a crash site. Mission intel. Alright, shop. I had to click on the shop. Boom. See, it's Tempest, like, okay, 10. Yeah, nothing else is gonna give me that much power. Man, these other arms just seem like 1 HP, but minus 6 defense. There's no way that would... 7, 5... Just no way. In fact, yeah, Galbo, Giza, Husky. That's what the new characters are equipped with, so. Forgot about long range CPU. Oh, not again. Alright. Best long range CPU. Have a +1 or +1. So might as well be this one, because it's short and dodge up. I'd check one more thing. Said it was Django. 1.64. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, okay, it's a that's what a raptor is. Django 1.64. Yeah, this is gonna be cruel. Oh no. Oh no.
Two months ago, I released a documentary on Chris Tyson, whose past was dug up due to their previous association with Shaddai Prajan, aka Shadman. Something I purposely didn't dive deep into was some of the other online creators who are associated with Shadman. Though with a few recent updates to the story, I think it's time to delve deeper into some of these cases. But first, some context regarding Shad's past is needed. Born in Switzerland, Shaddai was always passionate about art, but wanted to go to college in order to study game design. He squandered his only chance of this due to his raunchy, inappropriate artwork, which he posts on his now defunct website, shadbase.com. The issue wasn't just that he drew animated porn, but the fact that the girls looked underage. Shad would circumvent the obvious criticism by stating, all characters drawn by Shadman are 18 or older, even if specified otherwise. His college found out, and removed him due to his art being highly illegal. And that's not just me saying that. Shad himself worded it like that.
We found some stuff on the website which is highly illegal, and we cannot allow you back on the campus.
Oh wow.
Because you are a menace to society.
You said that exactly? You're a menace to society.
They made me sign a thing accepting that
you're a menace.
Yes.
Son, it's you're a menace.
You are officially a menace
Yeah,
to
you
society.
are. Legally, you're a menace.
Now, Shad and his Gooner fans have always tried downplaying the severity of his art, trying to make it seem like he's an outcast due to his edgelord nature. In reality, it's because he's a socially inept weirdo who likes to draw lolicon. He's not a menace for drawing edgy porn. He's a menace for drawing animated CP. Though many of the online creators he met through Newgrounds usually just played it off as risque art, even when there was a rumor that he drew porn of his own mother. This worked for so many years because Shad always portrayed himself as this badass guy, depicting himself as a fascist skeleton. This was set up as another defense against criticism, having Shadman be a separate character from his actual self. If you called him out for drawing lolicon, his fans would just say, "Oh, it's just a character, he's not actually that edgy in real life." If you want to learn more about Shadman, I recommend watching Turkey Tom's old coverage, or this more recent video made by Node Armstrong. I'll link to both in the description below as always. During the mid-2010s, YouTube would enter what some have called the edgy era. This saw the rise of commentary and risque skit videos that pushed major boundaries online. This was the perfect time and place for Shad to garner an online career, even after many smaller controversies like when he drew Ed Gold being molested by the Grim Reaper. We'd see Shad collab with many different creators from the old Newgrounds community, like OniNG and Psychic Pebbles. In fact, a lot of what we know about Shad comes from his appearance on their podcast, Sleepycast. Though what forever tarnished his reputation was the Keemstar's daughter controversy in late 2016. Shad had drawn sexual depictions of Keem's 8-year-old daughter, and later did the same to Daphne Keene and LT Corbus, both being 12 years old. By this point, most ceased associations of Shad, though others like Chris Tyson would still consume his content, and even buy a Shad-based poster for their bedroom. Once the Chris Tyson controversy occurred last summer, many other creators were questioned about their associations with Shad. If you engaged with Shad after the Keemstar's daughter controversy, you were to be questioned. Cope and Seed would make a Twitter thread listing all these examples, and I'll link that down below too. People like Sky Williams, Sir Palo, Chris Raygun, Jessica Negri, and 2Mad. 2Mad's soul is stuck inside Overwatch 2, jerking it to Shadman art. It basically became the Epstein list of the commentary community, though the real question is if any of these people knew about Shad drawing porn of real children. It's suspected some did, as they were well acquainted with the commentary community at the time, and would have known about Colossal is crazy confronting Shad about it. Colossal later wrote, "Almost every active commentator, drama viewer, and creator back in 2016 and 2017 followed him. Some of those even endorsed him, some even actively supported him. Keem and I were the only ones within that time frame that called him out at any point. What I want to do here is assess some of the more notable people involved in this drama, and see what their level of support was. Did they ignorantly follow and support Shad without knowing he drew animated CP, or did they know about that and didn't care, due to either hating Keemstar or secretly enjoying lolicon?" YouTuber and Twitter reply guy Ricky Berwick would engage with Shad on a multitude of occasions, though I'm not able to access these anymore. Spondyle and others in the commentary community grew suspicious of him, especially after he released a half-assed response. "Everyone was a fucking fan of Shadbase from 2016 to 2019. You aren't exposing me. I deleted my interactions/replies because I have no longer been a fan for years, for obvious reasons." Now honestly, this isn't a terrible comeback, but many still wanted answers. Namely, if he knew about Shad's obsession with real underage girls. This leads us to Liam Donovan, formerly known as Lyrics, who asked Ricky about this himself. Were you aware of Shadman drawing Keemstar's daughter and continued to support him after? As well as Shadman drawing the child from the Logan movie? Plus, these are interactions of you wanting to buy art from Shad in 2020. Would appreciate an explanation. Ricky replied. Keemstar and everyone else knew what interacted with him and everyone else on Twitter with video replies. This implied that Ricky knew of Shad's controversies involving Keem's daughter, making it out like he was given the green light to interact with him. Many question the validity of this, as it doesn't seem like something Keemstar would be okay with. But at the end of the day, I personally don't think Ricky was an actual fan or supporter of Shad. I think he was just trying to farm easy engagements with a controversial online figure. It's something he's always done. You know, when he's not shoving
Uh-oh.
stuff up his asshole or crawling around
Oh,
the kitchen
shit.
floor in a diaper.
What are you doing?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
Ricky later clarified what he meant in his last response, saying that he did talk to Keem. I reached out privately to Keem first before I said anything else. I get where Keem and a ton of you were coming from, and I apologize for ever interacting with Shad. I see this type of shit on the rise lately with certain influencers, and I hate it. I will continue to call out this shit anytime I see it. So that was that. Ricky was just engagement baiting. He wasn't gooning it to Shad-based art. In fact, I don't think this guy can physically masturbate with his fucked up little fingers. Last month, when I announced this video, I did not expect to be dedicating an entire segment to Anissa Jomha and her husband iDubbbz. The EHD IA Plus content will never end. We're gonna drive Child Logic over the edge and send him to an insane asylum. iDubbbz tried taking a shot at Ethan Klein over a recently discovered 15-year-old Reddit account called Pedo Troll, which, as the name implies,
Doesn't make sense. iDubbbz is an idiot. Alright, I got a couple concepts here. I'm actively observing them. I mean, knowing this guy, he can only use guns, he can only use short range. And so I will always go first if I use long range. Okay, in this situation, both of my arms have full health. This has more ammo. If I lose an arm, I lose all the ammo. And, yeah, I don't want that to happen, so use whichever arm has the most ammo now, keep them even. So if one arm gets severely damaged, I'm going to try to use up all the ammo in that arm before it gets destroyed. Here, left arm's more damaged. Kind of even. I'm going to go ahead and left arm. I think I should have balanced that out, actually. I didn't need to go full left arm there, but those are ideas I'm working with. Triple miss right there shows it's very difficult to lose this fight. It is possible. Alright, use that left arm just in case. Let's see, at 1.6, 500, well, by 5. Because if it was 100, it'd get $64. Just multiply that by 5. 300 plus... why am I struggling? It's 320. Yeah, 320 per fight. It's a really safe bet. The bone. Oh, no, wait. forget, don't do that. I forgot. Music's always fucking copyright. Oh, what's this?
With most speedruns, the game is littered with glitches and tricks that are outside the scope of normal gameplay. But Double Dragon is unique. Despite being almost 40 years old, the speedrun consists solely of exceptional gameplay. Not much was known about how the game's mechanics or code worked. The runners were just really good and executed combat flawlessly. However, over the years, they started to have questions about why certain things were happening that were seemingly inexplicable. For instance, at one point, 2 Abobos bust out of a wall and attack you. This is a very difficult fight, as the enemies try to flank you so they can land devastating blows, with the strategy being to stack them to try and damage them at the same time. But every now and then, one of them would walk off screen and despawn, with no visible explanation as to why. Another strange occurrence had to do with weapons, as they're supposed to unload when the current screen of enemies is defeated. However, sometimes when picked up, you would get a glitched weapon that you could carry to the next screen, yet nobody knew why this was happening. Perhaps the most famous glitch was the Infinite Experience glitch, where a strange invisible enemy would stand still and let you pummel it, allowing players to gain experience rapidly and reach max level very fast. And finally, at the end of the game, there's a boss with a machine gun who shoots bullets, but every now and then, the bullets would pass through you without causing damage. And players seem to think it had something to do with standing at the bottom of the screen, as it wasn't understood very well. That is, until this year. Slackinator is a former world record holder in Double Dragon, and recently, he didn't just discover why one of these glitches worked, but all of them. And not only that, he was able to find incredible time-saving applications for them in the speedrun. And he did all of this while looking into something completely unrelated for a challenge run he was routing. In today's video, we'll go over the speedrun, the glitches players encountered but didn't understand, and how Slackinator discovered their inner workings while he wasn't even speedrunning and broke this game for the first time in nearly 40 years. To understand the early Double Dragon speedruns, we first need to understand how the game's systems work. So let's look at combat, enemy behavior, and items. Combat is very straightforward from a player's perspective. Get in range of an enemy, press attack, and do damage until you defeat it. But as you get further in the game, this gets complicated. As you defeat enemies, you gain experience, and every time you get 1000, you unlock a new move, which is represented in the game by the hearts below your health bar. At the start, you only have 3 moves: punch, kick, and headbutt. But leveling up quickly adds moves to your repertoire. 2 hearts gives you an uppercut and high kick. 3 hearts gives you the signature jump kick, with higher XP levels letting you elbow, grab, and even pummel.
Actually,
down
never
opponents.
understood how
But
Double Dragon
this is only half of the combat equation. As you progress and level up, enemies also level up and will start using attacks similar to yours. For example, once you unlock the jump kick, so does Williams, and it can be frustrating to deal with. But the main mechanic that drives players nuts is enemy movement. Typically, if there's one enemy on screen, they will walk towards the player and try to align themselves with you, and once they're in range, they'll begin attacking. But this behavior changes if a second enemy is on screen. While the first enemy engages the player, the second will try to flank, and this mechanic sucks to deal with. It's so bad that in most cases where there are 2 enemies on screen, the early strategy was to knock them down at the same time so you could combo them again. Which brings us to items. Most items are initially carried by enemies, and by knocking them down, they drop whatever they are carrying. So knives, baseball bats, and dynamite can all be picked up by the player. There are 2 problems with weapons, however. First, they're very slow in terms of speedrunning because they knock enemies down, which means you need to wait for them to get back up before you can damage them. And second, if you clear a screen of enemies, whatever items they brought with them will despawn. The first reason is why the weapon glitch mentioned earlier was never explored. Using items is just too slow for the speedrun. But in 2021, Slackinator was looking at ways to improve the speedrun, and he stumbled into something that laid the foundation for this game to be turned on its head. Slack set a world record of 11 minutes and 6 seconds in 2020, and while the run was good, it didn't have any insane glitches and was mostly very well executed gameplay. But there was one glitch he wanted to make more consistent: the Abobo despawn. Previously, players reported that one of the Abobos would walk off screen and despawn on rare occasions, but this phenomena wasn't well documented or understood. So, Slack did what any speedrunner would do in this situation, spend an enormous amount of time brute forcing different actions in the fight until the behavior is replicated. The first thing he noticed from the few clips that existed of the despawn was that the Abobo was walking backwards when it went off screen, and he realized that the only time an enemy does this is when it's trying to flank. So, he took a look at the code to get a better understanding of this behavior. He learned that when an enemy is flanking, the code is giving it instructions to get to the opposite side of the player. He then realized that during this process, the enemy walks backwards after it crosses over the player's x-axis. Once he understood this, he started trying random to try and see if there was some action the player performed that caused the flanking enemy to moonwalk off screen, and eventually he replicated the behavior. Upon further investigation, what he found was that if while the flanking enemy is backing up, you jump over the attacking enemy, the flanker would continue walking backwards until it reached a despawn trigger off screen and unloads itself. He didn't dig too deep into the code once he discovered this, but the act of jumping over the attacking enemy causes the movement routine of the flanker to never update. And with this knowledge, Slack learned something. It wasn't just the Abobos that could be despawned, it was any pair of enemies. So, he started looking for spots in the run where you could Thanos enemies to save time. However, this glitch presented an interesting problem. If you despawn enemies, you'll miss XP and won't unlock moves. This has a dramatic effect on the XP route, since if you despawn everything and delay learning moves, you won't be able to effectively defeat stronger enemies, with the final level being particularly difficult if you're under-leveled. So, the route evolved to only despawn certain enemies while still learning moves in a way that optimized for the final level. At this point, you're probably thinking that Slack took this discovery and set a new world record, which is normally the case when someone discovers a breakthrough like this, except Slack had a major problem: Bug Honey. Bug Honey is so good at the game that his PB was a full minute ahead of Slack's, and that was by pure gameplay mechanics alone. And while Slack's despawn glitch saved time, it didn't make up a full minute. So rather than spend over a year getting as good as Bug Honey, he left the inclusion of this glitch to better runners. However, he wasn't done with the game. Wanting to breathe new life into classic games he enjoyed playing, Slack started something he called the Flawless NES Project, where his goal is to beat more NES games without taking damage than any other person. And it's in this challenge that he returned to Double Dragon later in 2021. Due to the enemy behavior, getting a no-hit run in Double Dragon is difficult enough on its own. But Slack wanted an even greater challenge, so he decided he'd only use the headbutt attack in a run he called the Forehead of Justice. The first thing he realized was that leveling up was going to be an issue since he didn't want the enemies learning new moves. So, he started applying the despawn glitch wherever he could. And while routing out this run, he also figured out how two of the mystery glitches work: the Ghost enemy and the Phantom Machine Gunner bullets. Due to the technical limitations of the NES, there can only be two enemies on screen at the same time. So when an enemy dies, the game unloads it and replaces it with a new enemy if there is another that needs to be loaded on that screen. However, if an enemy despawns instead of dying and there isn't another enemy to spawn, something bizarre happens. Instead of deleting the enemy and carrying on, the game only unloads the sprite and code that controls it, but leaves the hitbox loaded in, which means you can pummel it forever and gain infinite XP. So when players encountered this glitch previously, they were inadvertently triggering the despawn glitch on the final two enemies of a screen. And with that mystery solved, Slack had another to unravel: the non-damaging bullets from the machine gunner. Typically, the machine gunner fires shots at you that cause big damage, but every so often, runners would get a fight where the bullets passed through them inexplicably. And oddly, if these bullets ricocheted off a wall after passing through you, they would then damage you, which baffled players. The belief among runners was that this was just a random glitch, but as Slack learned more about the game, he started to get an idea of what was happening. Let's rewind 3 enemy groups. The second group of enemies that spawn are called Chins, and one of them comes armed with a knife. And as Slack soon found out, knives have some very weird properties. For instance, if an enemy throws a knife, it can hit the player, but they're immune to any knife they throw, with the same being true for the player. Any knife you throw, you're immune to, but it can damage an enemy. There's also a strange edge case that Slack noticed. If you throw a knife and it hits a wall, the flag in memory becomes flipped, meaning that the knife you just threw can now damage you. And once Slack deduced all of this, he figured out why the machine gunner bullets sometimes didn't hurt the player. It turns out that the act of picking up a knife applies its properties to all projectiles, meaning once you have it in hand, it's not just that knife that you're immune to, it's all projectiles. So the machine gunner glitch was being caused by players picking up a knife 3 fights earlier. All of this new knowledge helped give Slack a better understanding of the game and how despawning enemies works, which he used to make huge progress at improving the run.
I'm slower. I'm slower. Go!
Wow.
Yes! It's faster than the task!
This new discovery was very valuable to the headbutt run for one big reason. Killing enemies takes time, and the
What the
hardest
fuck?
enemy you have to deal with is the level timer. While the level timer is inconsequential for the speedrun, it's an impassable barrier for the Forehead of Justice run. Because it takes so long to kill the final boss with headbutts, you actually run out of time before you can kill him. But Slack had an idea. What if instead of defeating Jimmy, we despawn him? This is easier said than done, however, as Jimmy is missing one key piece for the despawn glitch, a second enemy. So, there's no flanking mechanic to exploit. But Slack noticed that sometimes when you jumped, Jimmy would back up. Digging deeper into this, he discovered that Jimmy backed up whenever you faced away and jumped. So, he had an idea. What if you could get Jimmy to back up far enough that he walked off screen and despawned? Wanting to understand why Jimmy was backing up with this specific jump, he looked in the game's RAM but couldn't make sense of what was going on and figured it might be based on RNG. But there was something else about this behavior that puzzled him. The distance that Jimmy walked backwards would vary. The most peculiar thing he discovered was that if you fall into the spike pit, Jimmy would continue doing whatever action he was carrying out when you fell. And if he was walking backwards when you died, he'd walk all the way to the edge of the screen. And sometimes he'd even go to a spot that should have despawned him, except he didn't despawn. Slack exhausted every possible option he could think of trying to decipher this, except for one, picking up an item. This should have been impossible, as there are no items in the Jimmy fight. However, there is a knife in an earlier fight, so Slack glitched the knife from fight to fight to bring it into the Jimmy battle. He was able to do this because he figured out what causes the glitched item. By picking up a weapon during the final frames before it despawns, the game still tries to despawn it, except now you're holding it, so a glitched mess ends up getting created that has the properties of an item. When Slack picked the glitch item up in the Jimmy fight, he started walking backwards, but it came just short of getting him to the despawn trigger by 2 pixels.
Oh, this is even... Lucky, this is even worse. It's even worse because now I'm not 20 frames away, I'm 2 pixels away. It's even worse.
Once again, he dug into the code and realized that the function controlling the enemy movement didn't update when the player performed certain actions. So while executing a facing away jump, crouching,
chair
or picking
reaction.
up items, the enemy movement code would keep repeating whatever its last instruction was. With this knowledge, he began brainstorming ideas on stream for how to get Jimmy to move the final 2 pixels when a viewer asked him why he was trying this on the right side. So, to humor the viewer, he went to the left side and realized something.
If I jump up in the air and turn around in the air, see I'm 24? I should be able to, there's 22. That's 2, there's our 2 pixels right there.
When you're at the bottom and holding the walk button to the left, Billy's X position is 22, except you're facing away from Jimmy. Slack assumed that this X position is the same on both sides, which it is. However, the act of moving to the other side revealed something to him.
What if the enemy, while we're facing this way, knocks us backwards?
Previously, he had been exploring this at 2 positions, facing away from Jimmy, as that was the closest X position you could get to the despawn, and by facing Jimmy, which has your X position at 26.
What the?
And it was in this latter position that he came just 2 pixels short of getting Jimmy to despawn. His new idea was to get into X position 26, then bait Jimmy into jump kicking through him, as this would achieve 2 things. Getting Jimmy on your left side, and the knockback would get your character 2 more pixels to the left. Once you were knocked back, Jimmy would try to square up with you. Then to delay his backup animation, Slack would jump, then pick up the glitched item when the crouch animation was ending. And when he tested this theory,
Yes! It's possible! It's possible! You can do it! You can! It is possible to despawn this freaking jerk.
at long last, Slack had convinced Bimmy to Thanos himself. And had the chatter not asked him if both sides were the same, he may never have discovered this. As it stands currently, this hasn't been used in a speedrun, but Slack is actively doing speedrun attempts. So go check him out at the links pinned below and let him know that I sent you with the raid message ABISOFTZ.
I jumped a Kingpin for the first time today. That was a big whoopsie. Yeah. What am I talking about? The tandems are like a fulcrum on a teeter-totter. So the landing gear was way too high. Because something was wrong with that. Something was wrong with the crank where it was really hard to crank. I don't know what you call that, low torque mode. I had to put my body weight into it in low torque mode. Just fucking crank the landing gear up. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it right there. Gotta look into some stuff.